Okay, so it's a really bad time in Australia's economic history, and unprecedented measures are being taken up by the government to make sure that small businesses are able to last the next 6 to 12 months. Among these changes are two large ones that will likely be put into place today or tomorrow. The first deals with how to put someone to liquidation or bankruptcy, and the second deals with insolvent trading. First of all, let's talk about the insolvent trading. Insolvent trading is where a director knows that the company is insolvent or likely to be insolvent and continues to trade, often trying to trade out of this slump. Ordinarily, if you're found guilty of insolvent trading, the debts don't stay with the company. The director can be found personally liable under Section 588G. What the new laws will do will give a 6-month effective holiday for a director. This doesn't mean that you can actively do fraud, but it means that you're given some kind of a holiday to last the next 6 months. A statutory demand is a way in which you can get a debtor to pay you back. Essentially, you lodge a notice on them to pay you money. If they don't pay you this money, you can apply to court to have them liquidated. Ordinarily, you give the statutory demand to the debtor, and they have 21 days to respond to this, pay the money, or go into liquidation. The new laws mean that instead of a demand of up to $2,000, you need a minimum of $20,000. And instead of having 21 days to pay it back, they have 6 months. In the case of bankruptcy, the threshold used to be $5,000. It's been increased to $20,000. And again, they have up to 6 months to respond to this or pay the amount. Now, I managed to call Daniel Essie of Essie Legal to provide his insights from a legal perspective on what this means on small businesses and individuals in general.
The effect of this is very simple. If you are a creditor, the ability to recover your debts is going to be more difficult. You will now have to pursue your debtor through the local court of New South Wales. It's as simple as that. Unless you want to wait the 6 months after the issue of a creditor's statutory demand for a debt above $20,000. But there will be no immediate threat of insolvency to a debtor, so you're better off going through the local court. For a debtor, this does not mean you'll be able to evade your obligations or your liabilities, but what it does mean is you won't be facing the immediate threat of insolvency upon receiving a creditor's statutory demand. However, I must stress that if you do receive a creditor's statutory demand, do not throw it away, do not ignore it. You are still going to have to get advice and you're still going to have to respond because the 6 months will be ticking. Okay? In addition, the new temporary relief for directors' personal liability for trading while insolvent is an important measure. And for all you debtors out there, please note that my strong advice is to be heedful of this, but to also try to avoid trading while insolvent, because I don't think the authorities or the regulators will be looking kindly upon people who deliberately trade insolvent. Finally, a simple note, all of this is only in place for a period of 6 months. It's unclear whether that 6 months starts today or on April 1st, but if it starts today, effectively these provisions are only in place until mid-September 2020. After that date, this temporary measure looks like it'll be removed or lifted and will return to the previous regime.